Hi, today we're going to talk about the importance of doing it for your future self. This is going to be broken down in 7 points. I have my notes here. So this is just the titles and these are actually the notes. So, point number 1. A few years ago when I was still studying pharmacy, I was told by a good friend who was also studying with me, that is a problem for future me. And I ran with it. At that moment, it felt really soothing. It felt really helpful. It took away all the stress I put on myself. And I actually started behaving in that way, which ended up not being the best thing because it led to a lot of bad results. Because now, in the moment when I still had time to get the things done or take care of the problem, I would not. And instead, I would push it up to the last minute, which would then lead me to be even more stressed than I would have been if I had done it back then in the initial time, in the initial moment, where I could have still edited or corrected certain things. Like when it comes to exams, when it comes to business moves, when it comes to emails or whatever it is for you, it's the same thing. You probably notice that in the initial moment when you push off that important thing, when it comes to it, when the deadline is now nearing, you are even more stressed than initially because now you cannot do your best. You can just do as good as the time you have left. So, coming to point number 2, it's okay to feel pain. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to be insecure. It's okay to feel like it's impossible. I promise you it isn't. Because if others have done it, you can do it too. So it's normal for you to be scared, to be anxious, to feel insecure, but a different thing is to actually act on those feelings. These are just emotions. These emotions are based on you thinking that you cannot get it done well. You maybe being scared of delivering a bad result, but the less time you have, so the more you push it off, the worse it will actually get, the worse the result will get. This is something I've noticed in my studies afterwards, where I would not study for the exams when I had the time to do so. I would focus on other things like my business. And then 2 weeks before the exam, I would start cramming. And yes, I would pass, but the grades were not good at all. But once I did not have to work that much and actually focused on my studies, all of a sudden I had pretty good grades because now I had enough time. I could study well. I didn't have to cram. I didn't have to put all that information in my brain at once. And if you are like me, you notice that when you give yourself more time, there's a moment when everything starts to click because you have time to review, go over it. Obviously, you should have, when it comes to studying, the right methods of studying. But actually, it's with most things that we do in life. The more we do it, the more we practice, at one point, we will actually be able to do it well and understand the process and just become better. And this pain, this insecurity, this anxiousness that we felt before will vanish because now it's your new normal. Point 3, you should treat your future self as a different person. I mean, if this thing that you have to get done was something that you would have to do for a loved one and it would be super important to them, would you also push it off? No. If it's extremely important to that loved one of yours, you would get it done because you love them so much. So you should also value the future you and do the things now while it's painful, while it's scary, while it's everything, because your future you will thank you and you are becoming that future you. Number 4, you should definitely get rid of your need for perfection. Something that I have noticed with myself during all the years of studying I have done. Incredible. Something I noticed is that at first I would not allocate enough time for studying because I was scared of putting in all the work and ending up not getting good grades, not getting good results. And I was scared of what that would say about me. Am I dumb? Am I not good enough? Is something wrong with me, especially in environments where you are surrounded by people who are super smart and people who are well read and really good at what they do? You start to feel less than. And now, having put in all the work and all the studies will just reinforce that feeling. But if I only study for 2 weeks before a major exam, I can tell myself I didn't have enough time. The main thing we need to understand is that perfection is a weapon. Perfection is a self-directed weapon. It's you are hurting yourself by trying to get something perfectly done in the beginning. When you allocate yourself enough time, when you just try to do it, at least you will have a first draft, and it's easier to edit a first draft than to create something totally new in a time crunch, especially if it's something that does not have a deadline. You might not even get it done. It's different when you speak from working levels where you maybe have to prepare a workshop, like for me, and you have a specific date, or prepare for an exam where you also have a specific date. Then a personal project, a passion project, a business project that you have decided to start, you don't have a deadline. There's nobody who will tell you, hey, where's this? Where's this essay? Where's this project? Where's the end result? Where's the prototype? It's all based on you, and you can just decide to give up. Do you want to be the person who does not do it and regrets it later? Or do you want to at least have tried and now have something that you can still make better? It's better to have something and edit it later than to have nothing. Number 5, the most important thing, something that actually helped me with my thesis, which I just got the grade for, and in German, in the German system, I got an 1.3, so 1.3, which in the American system would be a GPA, I guess you call it, of 3.7. I googled it. So I would say that's pretty good. Like, at least in the German system, it's a really, really good grade. And when I started, I was scared. I didn't know how to write a thesis. Like, I had been out of the uni system for almost 2 years. Like, I finished my exams so long ago and have just been working because I did not get a bachelor thesis. So I just didn't know, okay, how do I start? I cannot do it. I don't think I'm suitable to do it. Obviously, I did not stop because it's the last thing to finish my studies and finally have a diploma. But I was scared. So the one thing I turned to was God. Like, obviously I'm a Christian, so I just trusted that God has the best intentions for me, that he has good plans for me, has a good will for me. And sometimes it's difficult to trust it. So for me, what was helpful was being in the word and just finding scriptures that supported this idea that God has good plans for you, that he does not want bad to happen to you. And just know, okay, God, you have my back. So sometimes when I really felt like I couldn't do it, I would just pray and talk with God. And this helped so much to at least try. I just told myself, God, I give it to you. You will lead me. You will guide my thoughts, and I will just put in the work. And something important that we also have to keep in mind is that when we fail, it's mostly due to 2 things. Number 1, first option is either that you did not put in the work, as previously said, cramming for 2 weeks or doing everything at the last second, not honing your skills, not becoming better, not seeing the mismatches or the difficulties, the mishaps, and editing them. Or number 2, God does not want it for you. He has better plans for you, and right now you don't see it. So understanding rejection is redirection is actually so helpful. But for things like my thesis, it took me so long to get that specific topic, which I'm grateful for now. Looking back, hindsight 2020, is understanding that if I had gotten the other topics, I would have had a more difficult time. And I found a topic that I really enjoyed, that I'm really interested in. So it was actually good that I had to wait for almost 2 years before I got a topic or a supervisor, let's say it like that. Number 6, you should look at others who have already gotten it done. I'm not talking about the people who don't acknowledge the amount of work they have actually put in and just act like it was super easy and they're just super talented. Nobody is a superhuman, or at least really few people. So if others can do it, you can also do it. And you can get inspired by others and how they have gotten it done. Look at the people who actually break it down in steps and share how they went about it. That's something I've done with my bachelor thesis. I would watch videos of people who had written theses or their master thesis, like bachelor thesis, master thesis, and I would look for those who actually had gotten good grades, amazing grade with distinction, because that was my goal. I know maybe back then it was delusional, but look at me now. Look at me now. It worked. And I would just watch what they said, how they went about it, how they went about research, stuff like that. I didn't do it one-to-one how they did it. I would also watch videos from professors who gave examples and broke down the whole thesis process and what's important, what should come out. And that's how I went about writing. And to be honest, it was a daily process. Based on what section I was in, I would get the information I needed to try to get it done. Let's say it like that. So you have blueprints out there. Get it. And even if it's not perfectly matching what you're doing, there's still something that can be assimilated to it. So we have the chance, especially nowadays with social media, to find people who have done similar things to what we are trying to get done. We should look to them and try to find the people who actually break it down and give you the steps and try to do something similar, like work-wise, obviously. Last point, break it down and give yourself ample time. Something that I have not been doing in the past is giving myself enough time, and it all just ties back in. If you have enough time, you can get the first draft. It doesn't have to be perfect, but at least you've done something. And then now you can course correct. You can, I had written out so many times how I wanted to write my thesis. At first, I wanted to give myself 1 month, but obviously I did it in the beginning. So the 1 month would have led me to still have another month of writing. And it was really good because I had so much time that when I noticed, oh, it's too much, I cannot get it done, I could just extend the time. And I got to a point where I understood that I should not expect too much from me, in a sense of, oh yeah, in the 4 hours that I'm gonna work, I'm gonna do this and that. No, I should be realistic. I should look at how I'm working and then allocate enough time for it. So for instance, at one point I just started working 3 to 4 hours per day because I noticed that I would get burned out, and then I would just divide it onto multiple days. I didn't say, oh, I have to get this section done by this one day. I have 3 days to get this section done. So this is what I've done, and it was so helpful to not be stressed, because sometimes I would have days where I didn't feel like doing anything, but knowing I have 3 days, having one day where I'm not doing anything or just reading over stuff, thinking about it, was fine, because I have 2 other days where I can be writing. And this was actually super helpful. So don't put too much pressure on you. Give yourself enough time and make it so that you can actually uphold the promises you made to yourself. And this will give you even more confidence. Just knowing I'm not stressed. I'm not running towards a deadline. Like I gave in my thesis 2 weeks before the deadline. So that was so helpful. And you can do it for multiple things in your life. Give yourself enough time, so it's best to start early than later. You will be stressed unnecessarily. Don't try to be a perfectionist, as I said beforehand. I hope that you can take from this video what is helpful to you. But just to break it down again, your future self will not take care of it. They will take care of it, but the end result will not be good. Pain and fear is okay, but don't let yourself be led by it. See your future self as a different person, as a loved one, someone you care about, someone you have goodwill for, and get it done now. Start now so that your future self can then edit and course correct and make it better. Get rid of your need for perfection. And know that God, or if you want to call it the universe, has your back. God has your back. He wants the best for you. Don't be scared. Do not fear. And if you have moments where you are stressed, breathe, pray, get into the word. Look at others who have made it and look at the steps that they took and how they went about their work. And lastly, break it down into small steps and give yourself ample time. So I hope this video was helpful, and see you soon on the next one. Like and subscribe and share it with someone who might need it and who might benefit from it. Bisous, à bientôt, ciao ciao.